Morning, guys, from Proverbs chapter 12, reading from verse 21 to 28. And as we go through these, we cover many aspects of life. Just wanted to focus a little bit on the tongue again. In Proverbs 12:21, it says, "No harm befalls the righteous, but the wicked are filled with trouble." That's a general principle with the sowing and reaping principle. If you obey God's word, there's a blessing. If you disobey, there's a curse. He says, "Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but those who deal faithfully are his delight." And so again, there's seven things the Lord hates. They're abomination. One of those is lying lips. God is a God of truth. He hates lies. There is no lie in him. He's absolutely true. His word is true, and so we should love the truth. And so we need to be speaking directly in one sense. But there are times where we also need to have wisdom when to hold our tongue. Jesus many times would not answer questions. He would sometimes answer a question with another question, and avoiding comments and not speaking the truth, because sometimes we can in anger respond and say the wrong things and be nasty. It may be truthful what we're saying, but it's the way we say it. We don't do it in love. And so we need much wisdom in that. And so it says in verse 23, "A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly." The fool just speaks at any time, and those words, like we read yesterday, was like a dagger to the heart. We read it, "A man has joy in an apt answer," so a good answer, and how delightful is a timely word. We read this one yesterday, verse 18. "There's one who speaks rashly, like a thrust of the sword." That one cuts to the heart, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. So we need to know, when are we going to say those jabbing comments that hurt us, and when do we say those comments that bring healing? Proverbs 16 verse 24, "Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones." Pleasant words bring healing. They bring hope. Anxiety brings sickness, and so we want to bring the hope into people's lives. Proverbs 25:11, "Like apples of gold in a setting of silver is a word spoken in the right circumstances." Finding the right words to say in the right season is so important. That's why we need the wisdom of God, to know what to say, to encourage, to build up, and not to break down. Proverbs 27 verse 9, "And oil and perfume make the heart glad, so a man's counsel is sweet to a friend." And so there's always that combination. When we have counsel, it's very sweet, but sometimes we don't want to avoid the truth. We're always speaking truth in love, but we don't want to tear down, and we could be saying truthful statements in a very hurtful way. And so just to go back to Proverbs 29:11, "A fool gives vent to his spirit." A fool just speaks without thinking, but a wise man quietly holds it back. So a wise man holds back, holds his tongue, holds his thoughts in the right time. He doesn't just vent his frustration and just speak quickly and openly. And just a couple more Proverbs to end chapter 12. "The hand of the diligent will rule, but the slack hand will be put to fast labor." Just speaking of how we must be hard working. "Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word makes it glad." Again, just the words brought in season encourage our heart. You go to a doctor and he shakes his head, he looks down and says, "Hey, you've got no hope for you," we leave discouraged. But if he says, "Hey, this is going to help," you can leave a doctor's room being picked up, or you can leave a doctor's room being absolutely depressed. Verse 26, "The righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. A lazy man does not roast his prey, but the precious possession of a man is diligent. In the way of the righteous is life, and in the path there is no death." Again, just to end Proverbs 12:28, that the righteous The obedient, the wise man leads to life, but there is a path that leads to death, and let's not take that one.